Isang magandang Sabado po ng umaga sa ating lahat at ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa ating Panginoon at nagising po tayo muli sa isang umagang puno ng pag-asa. At dalangin ko na sa umagang ito ay kayo po ay nasa malusog na pangangatawan at pag-iisip. So welcome po sa 11:43 DCMR para po sa ating programang Usapang Pangkalusugan. Ako po si Dr. Jennifer Gatiwensi, your program host. At samahan niyo po ako sa loob ng kalahating oras upang pag-usapan natin ang isang napapanahong usapin. So unang-una, babatiin ko po ang ating mga Chinoy na kababayan, tagapakinig ng Happy Chinese New Year or Kong Hei Fat Choi because today is the Chinese New Year, but it has nothing to do sa ating topic po. Dahil ang ating topic po, it has something to do with what was headlined in the last week. Ayan, with regards po sa pagtaas ng teenage pregnancy dito sa ating bansa. Ayan, so buwan po ng mga puso, actually buwan din po ng JS Prom. Ayan, so usually, ito yun yung mga panahon na yung mga iba, concerned sila dahil wala silang kadate and single. Siguro, ito rin yung magandang panahon na ating pong pag-usapan. Itong isang problema ng ating bansa with regards to teenage pregnancy. Dahil ito po ay problema na natin even before the pandemic at ngayon po ay tumaas pa. Ayun. So, it was headlined last February 5 na kung saan naaalarma po ang ating gobyerno, no? Dahil po lalo pang tumaas ang kaso ng teenage pregnancy. So yung pong the Commission on Population and Development called CPD, ayan, so nag-alarma na naman po sila on na maging vigilant po tayo with regards to adolescent pregnancy dahil tumaas pa nga po nung panahon ng pandemic na kung saan naka-lockdown ay dumami ang ating mga cases. So when you say teenage pregnancy na nakakaalarma, these are the total live birth among girls age 15 years old pababa. Okay? Tumaas daw ng around 35.13%. No? Nung pong taong 2021, according to the Philippine Statistics Authority, ito po yung na-register. There are around 2,320 live births na due to teenage pregnancy, 15 years old and below. Pag-apak po ng 2022, tumaas po ng 3,000. So it's more than it's around 1,000 increase. Okay, kaya po 35.13%. To be exact, 3,135. Yun po yung na-register ng 2022. Okay? So although live births from adolescent girls 14 years old and below is just 0.22% of the total live births recorded, no? Pero this is still a concern among very young girls. Ayan. So yun po ang ating problema. At itong nakaraang taon lang po, around September, ang ating House of Representatives ay inaprubahan na po nila on its second reading po yung House Bill 8910 or tinatawag nating Adolescent Pregnancy Prevention Act. At ito po ay gumagawa po ng pulisiya, no, para mabawasan o maitigil itong pagtaas ng kaso ng ating mga teenage pregnancy. So the bill may help to turn the tide against teenage pregnancies, but activists acknowledge the challenge goes deeper. Kasi sanga-sanga po ang problema kung bakit tumataas itong kaso ng teenage pregnancy. So kailangan magkaroon ng pagbabago ng kaisipan, no? Very critical po ito, as well as expanding access to adolescent-friendly sexual health services. So, ito po yung ginagawa ng ating gobyerno. At nung nga pong 2019, ay the government declared pregnancies among 10 to 14 years old as a national social emergency. Okay, the following year, the United Nations Population Fund quoted World Bank data showing that the Philippines had 47 births annually per 1,000 women ages 15 to 19, equating to more than 500 Filipino adolescent girls getting pregnant and giving birth every day. Mamaya papakita po natin yung statistics na yon. So napakataas po yung magnitude ng problema na yon. So ano po ba yung magnitude ng mga problems na ito, no? Siyempre, there's an increasing prevalence of teenage pregnancy. Ano po ang nangyayari? Ano po ang dahilan, no? Yung dahilan is unang-una, curious ang mga kabataan with regards to sex. So kumukuha sila ng information sa maling kaparaanan, hindi sa tamang sources. Okay? So they find information through internet, through their classmates, no, not the first-hand objective way of learning it. And other cause of teenage pregnancy, peer pressure. I have patients na buntis siya because of group dates. Ayun, barkada. At meron din mga cases is because of family-related problems. Absentee parents, kadalasan na OFW ang mga magulang, so walang gabay. And with regards to curiosity, syempre kaakibat na yung lack of information or misinformation. Of course, andito yun, they have a liberal view of sex na akala nila it's just, if everybody's doing it, then so we can do it. So they end up with premarital sex and eventually they were forced to live in na dahil nabuntis na nga. So yan yung mga causes of increasing prevalence of teenage pregnancy. And because of that, ano ang nagiging consequences of teenage pregnancy? Tumataas po ang kaso ng mga abortion dahil hindi pa sila ready, or kung minsan nga po, yung katawan nung bata ay hindi pa ganun ka-ready. So, nagkakaroon ng mga spontaneous abortion or even pregnancy-induced hypertension. Ayan, napakataas po ng cases neto sa mga teenage pregnancy. Kung hindi abortion, fetal death, ibig sabihin lumampas na siya sa 20 weeks. So, fetus na yon, fetal death. Aside from fetal death, pwedeng mismong yung ina, no? The young mother can also die because of complications. Aside from that, kung magkaroon man ng mabuhay man, no, the baby, pwedeng because of that ay loss of education and employment opportunities dun sa lalo na sa side ng nanay dahil siya na yung mag-aalaga sa kanyang anak. At dahil doon, no, kakulangan ng employment, syempre nakadepende sila sa kanilang mga magulang. And because of that, inferior maternal skills dahil hindi pa siya ready. Worst case scenario, pwede pang makakuha ng sexually transmitted disease. So this is the magnitude, no, yung mga tinatawag nating vicious cycle, no? So pag aside from that, no, yung pamilya nung batang kalalakhan niya, since kadalasan the man yung nakabuntis, madalas hindi din sila nagtatagal ng kanyang nabuntis. So the child will grow up without a father. Okay, so naghihiwalay, and because of that, there would be an insufficient health care. Kahit na sabihin mo nandyan, pareho naman silang hindi pa ready. So kakulangan. There could be an abuse and neglect dun sa part pareho ng ina at ng anak. Kaya nga meron na rin tayo ditong VAUSI ngayon, Violence Against Women and Children, dahil dito po nag-uumpisa, no? And because of that, poverty and welfare dependence, nagkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na intergenerational poverty. Paano ka nga naman makakaangat sa buhay na kung saan parang lalong pabaon ng pabaon ang iyong kinakaroonan? Increased chances of becoming adolescent parents themselves, yung mga anak, dahil yun na ang kanilang nakalakhan. And kung hindi man, increased chances of having delinquent children na magiging, of course, problema ng ating society. Yun. So, yung problema ng ating society, pwedeng sila na yung mga ah, ah, magnanakaw dahil kailangan nilang gawin yun. So that's the magnitude of the problem with regards to teenage pregnancy. So nasabi po natin kanina no, sa statistics, Philippines rank second among the 10 ASEAN countries in teenage pregnancy. Ayan, pumapangalawa lang daw po tayo sa Laos. Yun. So, 57. Okay? So, 57 in every 1,000 women aged 15 to 19 years old are into what you call teenage pregnancy dito sa ating bansa. Ayan. Noong taong 2017, no, we have an estimated population of over 104 million, okay, Filipinos, and karamihan doon, in that 104 million Filipinos, around 9.7% are youth age 15 to 19. So, sila yung around 10 million. Over 10 million are at around this age. And with that, no, population of the female, do sa 10 million kalahati, of course, 48.5% of the 10 million is 15.9, 15 to 18, 15 to 19 years old. Okay? So, dun sa 15 to 19 years old, the 48.5%, 9% of those have already started childbearing. So, more or less, roughly, around 500,000 na kabataang babae noong 2017 ay ay pwedeng yung childbearing age. So imagine if they go into that, tataas at tataas ang populasyon ng ating bansa. Batang-batang population pero hindi sila na-equip. Ayan. And over a third of Filipino youth daw, so around 30% or more, have already engaged in premarital sex because of the very liberal point of view with regards to sex na ngayon. Okay? And because of that, eto na yon, 500 teenagers ages 15 to 19 years old are giving birth every day. This is from the Commission on Population Statistics 2019. At tumaas pa nga etong 2022, no, because of the lockdown, no, with severe poverty. So naghahanap sila ng, we don't know, ano bang hinahanap nila sa buhay. Naghanap sila lalo ng problema. So, yan po yung mga ripple effects, no, na ating tinatamasa. So, yung Commission on Population, pag hindi talaga natin to nagawan ng paraan, intergenerational poverty, buong bansa na natin, no, the next generation will be baon sa problema. So if we truly uplift the lives of these young people, we start by improving the lives of these young people now. Yun po ang dapat nating gawin. Okay? Dahil because in the near future, sila ang ating labor force. So kung ang ating labor force is inequipped, no? Ay kawawa ang ating bansa. Marami nga tayong populasyon, pero ang populasyon natin ay pilay. So, kawawa rin tayo. Kung sino man yung mga naka-equip, eh, nag-o-over the bakod naman, nag-o-overseas, at ang naiiwan dito ay yung mga hindi capable. So, kawawa ang ating bansa kung hindi natin magagawa ng kaparaanan na ito. So, we need to access the social norms and the legal barriers to sexual reproductive health services, and family planning programs need to be accessible and available everywhere. So sa mga kabataang ito at sa kanilang pamilya, we need to educate parents and their children. It is important to work on the social norms and also the legal barriers. So kami po dito sa Philippine Pediatric Society, no? We partnered with the government. We came up with this project, Teen-Inspired Huwag Muna Besh program. So ito po ang naging contribution ng Philippine Pediatric Society because we are involved with this youth. Ayan. So itong program na ito po ay we started this in the year 2019 kasabay nga po nung paglabas netong mga program ng gobyerno ay we also jumpstart this program na rin po. We go from one school to another. Inumpisahan po ito ng one of our fellows, Dr. Grace Tan, sa Bicol region, Visayas region, and this is what the Philippine Pediatric Society has, no, with the Project Teen Inspired. This is a holistic and life-changing program that engages and inspires the Filipino youth and his family. Okay? And what to do? Ang vision neto is to have a nation of God-centered, inspired, kaya nga po teen-inspired, and responsible Filipino youth. Ayan, that starts, kung gusto natin yung next generation na inspired and responsible Filipino youth which are God-centered, we have to start now. Yun. So, how do we do that? Our mission is to create an enabling environment for the youth where in the home, in school, and community that will help reduce the incidence of teenage pregnancy. So gagawa kami ng isang programa na kailangan ma-empower, ma-enable, no, mabigyan ng kaalaman, karunungan ang kabataan, no, na sa kanyang paglaki ay una may iwasan ang kanyang chances of becoming a young parent at the same time to enable him to be more productive sa kanyang adult life. So itong teenage pregnancy advocacy, ang kanyang aim po, ang aming goals is to inspire a renewed commitment unang-una sa mga magulang. Dahil sila po talagang ang gagabay sa kanilang mga anak. It takes the community, the whole community to raise a child, but the primary responsibility lies on the parents, hindi po sa grandparents, sa parents. Okay, so the challenge also for the teenager is to build outstanding families that will change the world. Future families na pwede nilang baguhin ang direksyon ng ating bansa. Okay, so ang objective po namin, pag pumupunta po kami sa mga eskwelahan, isa po itong programa na actually this is a whole day activity that we do. Okay, na we engage the parents and the youth. Since nasabi nga natin kanina, no, 15 years old and below ang mataas ang incidence of teenage pregnancy. So we target those children around 13 to 14 years old, or even 15 years old. So sila po yung target namin, grade 7, 8, 9. And then we schedule a meeting with them, a whole day, parang seminar type, an interactive seminar type na facilitated by the different pediatricians all over the nation, together with the parents, the teachers na school who would want to open their school on this program. The objectives is to help the youth, itong kabataan, to know themselves and their worth, to educate the Filipino youth and their parents to have informed choices. So kailangan alam nila. Hindi lang yung basta they deliberately make choices na dahil sa mga wrong sources of information. To strengthen family relationships, of course, dahil nga po part of the problem of teenage pregnancy is a problem in their home. Ano, dahil doon din po nag-uugat, no? And of course, to challenge the youth to commit to sexual abstinence before marriage. Kasi yun lang po talaga ang solution. Sexual abstinence, to not involve yourself into premarital sex only after marriage. So, itinuturo din po yung sanctity of marriage. And of course, to encourage stakeholders to replicate this project inspired. So, yung the schools, kung saan po namin ginawa yung program, they can replicate it on a regular basis sa part ng kanilang curriculum. So how do we do it, no? Sa program ito, I will just give you a bird's eye view on this regular seminar that we do. Siyempre, do sa first objective is to help the youth know themselves and their worth. So we have this program entitled Sino Ka Nga Ba, Besh? Okay, dahil yun yung slang ngayon, no, na pumapatok sa ating mga generation, Gen Alpha or the Gen Z. Okay? So we educate both the parents and the youth sa kanilang different developmental milestones, yung mga pagbabago sa kanilang katawan. Kadalasan po kasi hindi to pinag-uusapan sa bahay, no? Minsan nahihiya ang mga magulang or sometimes they are clueless with regards on how they could educate their youth, no? Sa mga anak with regards to changes in their body. So yung pong mga menstruation, eto marami pong mga maling notion, mga pamahiin with regards sa mga pag nagme-mens na yung mga bata, no? Sa mga nagbibinata din, mga pagbabago sa katawan. So itinuturo po namin ito. This is one of the programs. And part of that is, syempre sa kanilang mga pagbabago, nagkakaroon sila ng mga insecurities. Okay? So we have to tell them, no, that they are special, that they are deeply loved. Kasi sa program ito, no, there are 5 persons that they should know to value. And the first person that they should know to value is themselves. Yon. So, the 5 people who deserves true love is number 1 is themselves. So, how could they love themselves? They have to know themselves, how they were created. No, hindi sila aksidente. No, they are created with a purpose. So, yun po, and they are deeply loved, unang-una ng poong may kapal na may gawa sa kanila. So, yun po. So, they find value yun. So, hindi sila aksidente. The next person that they should love is their family. Yun. So, in their family, of course, their parents. Nasabi natin kanina na isa sa pinagkakaugatan ng teenage pregnancy is the breakdown of family relationships. Dito sa ating bansa, madalas din they are a product of unplanned. They could be wanted, but they are not planned themselves. No? Pwedeng kasi these are teenagers, we have them, kadalasan yung mga magulang na rin nila hindi rin kasal. So there is an issue with regards to relationship. Kung minsan nga po OFW parents, ayan yung, so nagkakaroon talaga ng pagkakawatak-watak sa family relationships. So they are being taught, both parents and the children, about the different love languages. Ayan, so it's Valentine's month. So nagkakaroon tayo ng mga maling notion with regards to love. So they are being taught, no, about the right kind of love entitled Love na Love Kita Besh, no, with different love languages that they have to learn to improve their family relationships. So yun, tinuturo din po yun. And part of that, in the mending of, eto, with regards to mental health, dahil nga po related etong teenage pregnancy with regards also to mental health problem, so tinuturuan namin on how to say, I'm sorry, on how to be more appreciative and saying thank you. These words are sometimes bihirang marinig na sa pamilya, no? Saying, I'm sorry, thank you, I appreciate you, I love you in a healthy way that you say it regularly. So, tinuturo din po ito. So, we inspire them, we encourage them to practice saying these words among their family members. Okay? Now, aside from that, no, their relationship also with their friends, because the choices that they make will most likely affect not just their family but also their relationship with their friends. So part of the objectives is to educate the Filipino youth and their parents to make informed choices, no? Kumbaga doon sa commercial na check the label, ayun din, check din, no? Yung mga choices mo, you have to check if they are true or not. So, with regards to friends, tinuturuan namin on how to make right choices of friends. No? And young as they are, tinuturoan na po natin about the sanctity of marriage. So the next person that they should love is their future mate. They have not yet met their future mate dahil ilang taon nga lang ba naman sila dito at this time? 13, 14, 15. They're not supposed to be married. They're not supposed to be involved in a committed na at this age. So part of strengthening family relationship is being able to know the sanctity of marriage. So in that program, no, we have to challenge the youth, no, to commit to total abstinence before marriage. So they should value lifelong commitment in honor for their future mate and also to honor themselves. So yan yung tinuturo. Hindi yung monthsary lang, no? So kaya nauso yung weeksary, monthsary because hindi na nga nagtatagal. So we will be teaching them to value lifelong commitment. Ayan. Para hindi sila nagpapaniwala na hashtag walang forever. No? There is forever. Okay? So, in that program, ayan, maganda pong gawin ito, no? Itong February, Valentine's month. Okay? They will write a love letter for their future mate. Di ba ang ganda nun? Hindi mo pa nami-meet, but in that, they will be guided, no? On what to write, no? Because their future mate deserves best from themselves. Instead of finding the best for you, be the best you for your future mate. So start by being faithful to your future mate today. So yun nga yung tinuturo, abstinence. Kung hindi man doon, ituturo din sa kanila, no, about future kids. Bakit? Ito yung ituturo sa kanila yung the reality of the responsibilities of becoming a parent. So mapag-iisipan nila yon na teka, no, with this mga choices that we make, may mga consequences. So ito yung mga itinuturo, no? They will have a role playing of being a mom and dad. So because of that, iisipin na nila, they will be challenged with this thought. No, what kind of life would they want for their future children? Siyempre, they want a better life for their future children. Diba? And part of the vision of this program is to have a nation of God-centered, inspired, and responsible Filipino youth. So we guide them to live a life that honors God above all. Dahil siya nga ang may gawa at akda sa bawat kabataang ito. No? So we want them to be responsible Filipino youth who will be the game changer of our nation. Ika nga. And with that, no, parang JS Pram, we will have ceremonies, the ring ceremony, but this ring ceremony is beautiful, no? They will do it with their parents. With this ring ceremony, it expresses, from the parent side, it expresses their unconditional love and support for their children. On the children's side, no, they will also be reminded to abstain from premarital sex. So that ring is also a promise ring. Ayan. That they will only choose abstinence because it is the one and only choice that is the right choice and the best choice against sexually transmitted disease and eventually teenage pregnancy. And there's also the flower ceremony entitled Bloom Not Quite. They will be being given rosebuds, no, that they will try to open it, no. So if they want to have a beautiful flower, they have to allow it to bloom, no, not to force it to bloom. That if they force it, they will destroy it. So those flowers represent the youth that is not yet fully blooming. And at the end of the day, they will make a commitment, no, as an inspired youth who will say no to premarital sex and yes to building a godly, happy, and healthy family in the future. No? That will change not just their family, but change their country and eventually the world. And at the end, they will be accountable to each other sa kanilang batchmates, sa kanilang parents and teachers. They will sign an accountability to remind them of the promises that they have made. Ayan. So, yun po yung magiging SMART goal nila at the end of the program. So, likewise, at the end of this program, no, it's our goal lang, according to anthropologist Jane Goodall, no, these young people, they should be informed. They should be empowered as well, because when they realize that they are informed and they are empowered, they can truly make a difference that can change the world. So, dito po nagtatapos ang ating programa sa araw na to. So, sana po yung programa ng ating gobyerno, with the help also ng iba't ibang stakeholders like the PPS or the Philippine Pediatric Society, ay makabigay po kami ng tulong to prevent teenage pregnancy, to have a better future for the next generation of Filipino youth. Ayan. So that's it po sa ating programa sa araw na to. Nawa po sa sandaling panahon ay may ibigay po tayong mahalagang impormasyon tungkol sa ating paksa. At abangan niyo po ako sa susunod na Sabado para pumuli sa ating programang Usapang Pangkalusugan. Dito lamang po sa 1143 DZMR, a proud member of KPP. Ating tandaan, ang ating kalusugan ay kayamanang di mapapantayan. Happy weekend po sa ating lahat!